Hi guys, Maxine here with Tink and I Treasures. Welcome back to my studio. Today we're going to have a play with a kit from Artymaze. This is build a tag and build a cluster and tag. Build a cluster and tag kit. I don't know. I will have the link below. Anyway, here are the pages. I haven't done anything yet, so I was going to show you what the pages look like, and then I'll go off camera to cut ephemera and what have you, and then we'll come back and actually have a play with these papers. I love them. I just love them. This is like washi tape type page. And here's some more of those designs, but larger. These, you can, when you print, you can size these things any way you want. This took up the whole page. They were a lot larger. And when I was printing, I just reduced them down a little bit for what I'm going to do. But yeah, you have your settings on your printer that you can actually print these larger or smaller. You could actually print these as large as a journal page if you wanted to, which might be a great idea. Now that I'm looking at them and thinking, but yeah, so I've reduced the size a little bit for my purposes. But yeah, you can print these things any size you want. They're just so pretty. I love her kits. I always have. When I first started junk journaling, her kit was one of the first I purchased. I think she does fantastic work. And it's all different, you know. Some kits you see where someone has come out with a kit and I don't know, it just looks real similar to the kit from before, the kit from before. I mean, it seems to have the same elements thrown in, just maybe arranged differently or with different colors. I don't know, but Artymaze kits always feel like fresh and new. Anyway, so that's the pages, and we'll get to having some fun with them. Be back in a bit. Okay, I brought you back. I'm not sure how long my camera would hold before it flipped off. So yeah, I'm just going through here and kind of quickly cutting some of these as fast as possible. I do have a bunch of these already done, and the music ones partly done, and some of the little washi tape strips done. And these can't be cut out. Well, I guess I could quickly just trim them down. Of course, this paper, that's great for backing. So I know it adds to the stash, but I find that, you know, they're great for backing tags or journaling cards. So I always hang on to those pieces if they're large enough. You know, tiny little pieces I don't waste my time with. I don't have the space for, you know, every little thing, but something is a good size that could be used for backing, then I go ahead and hang on to it. Okay. And I probably, when I was printing these, if I was thinking, I would have positioned these images to be in one corner or the other, rather than kind of squat in the middle of the page, if you know what I mean. That wasn't brilliant, but anyway. Okay. Get this out of the way. And what I want is, oh, wait a minute. I guess we need that. We need that back for these. But let me, oh my goodness. How much stuff do I have piled up here? Oh, I tell you, small space is challenging. Okay, so what I want is some lace. And do we want white lace? Or probably not. Probably not. That's darker lace. I know I have a bag that's full of darker lace. I kind of reorganized my laces once again. And I'm pretty sure I have a bag that's devoted for a bundle. Maybe I did a bundle. Huh? Couple bundles. There we go. I did bundles. Don't want that. Yeah, I think the coffee dyed type color would be better for this. And now what we want to do is get a couple here. Let's see. What ones do we want to work with, huh? My God, they're all they're all wonderful. I like this one. I like this business here. So we'll use that. There's the same one, but it's in browns. So that's cool. Let's see. I guess those two, huh? Alright. So, I'm going to get out my cutter again. Excuse me. I hope everyone's having a good week. Let's see. I like my tags to be 3 1/4 inches wide. So, you know, you can make your tags. You do you. and maybe you want to make your tags a specific size because of a journal you're working on right now. I generally use 3 1/4, especially if I'm just doing it for my stash. Okay. And then this page, why don't we do like journaling cards? So I'm going to cut this. Let's see, journaling cards, 4 inches. Yeah, I'm trying to think of pocket size, because I usually stick journaling cards in a pocket or in a little tuck. So I'm going to go 3 1/2 tall by 4 1/2. that's not right, is it? Let's see what's that? That's 3.5 by 4.5. Huh. That doesn't look like 3.5 by 4.5, does it? I think what we'll do here, instead of worrying about the size, is just grab the design that I want. Okay. This, oh, this is taller, so, oh shoot. Now it gets to be challenging when you have elements that you kind of want to save. Oh boy, I didn't pay much attention to that one. I think that cut is off. Let me line up. You know, you can cut crooked even with a cutter. At least I manage it. I know it's a talent, but I do manage it. So, that's not the size. That's not the shape I want. I liked journaling cards to be, you know, longer than they are tall. And these are just not coming out. Yeah, more like that. Now this is really small, but oh well. Oh well, oh well. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we won't do journaling cards and tags. Okay, I got my glue book over here. That is not part of this, so we'll move that out of the way. I got my glue book over here. We've got laces. Ah, sorry, oops. I hit you. Okay, I don't know, maybe we'll just do clusters. Isn't that what she made these for clusters? So, do we want to do clusters? Or do we want to do tags and journaling cards? Well, I suppose we could do a cluster journaling. I mean, a cluster tag or journaling card, huh? Let's see. So, yeah. I hope these are going to turn out. Kind of not too sure right now. Yeah. So I had something in mind when I printed these, and I lost track of that idea, and that's where I am right now, trying to figure out how do I get back to that idea. Alright. Yeah, I definitely had an idea when I printed those so small, and I kind of lost it in the process, so I apologize. Alright, there we go. And let's see if we can't do that. And give that a little snip right there. Maybe we want it to go right like that. Okay. Now we're getting back. Now we're getting back where we want it to be. Oh, I just buried everything in scraps. Oh my heavens. Oh, still buried. Okay. Those. Alright, those were printed even smaller. I think I probably messed up with how small I printed things. It's hard to tell. I do it with my phone. And so, you know, you can, on screen, you can go like this or go like that and make it bigger or smaller. But it doesn't really give you any dimensional information. And it's really hard to tell on the screen. I mean, you got this image of a piece of paper, right? And you're moving things, but it's really hard to tell how big something is actually going to print. And I haven't figured out a better way of doing that. Okay, we got these guys, and we got butterflies, and we've got these things. So let's take a look here and see what we can do. I think I would prefer to have these a little bit bigger, but let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to stick this down. I've decided not to ink. Just in this particular, although the urge to ink is, yeah, the struggle is real over here, guys. The struggle is real. But I kind of wanted to not ink. Now, Rachel, I don't think I have ever seen Rachel ink anything. And, you know, of course, her projects turn out fabulous. But I've never seen her ink. So, you know, you don't have to ink to get things to look nice, do you? I just find that it seems to help things kind of stand out a little bit. Okay. Right. I don't know if I can mess this up a little bit or not. Or no. And which is the front, which is the back? That's always the question. Sometimes it just appears like there isn't any front or back. on these things. Okay, now this is where you choose. Do you want to sew, or are you going to use glue? I kind of wanted to sew, so I am going to use just a tad bit of glue stick. That's what I use. Just a very small amount. It's not, this is not stuck down by any means, but it will keep it from moving about. So just a small amount. I'll show you here on screen. See? Look at that. Just a small amount. That's all I'm using. Just so those stay down. And that's wrong color, blue, not these work. That's a little bit of closeness there. Alright, so these butterflies are kind of a little bit different shape. And I made these very small, so I'm not really sure how hopefully I'm in frame. I think I am. Pretty sure. I'm kind of close because I wanted you to be able to see what I'm doing here, but wow, that is tiny. That is tiny. This one's not too bad. Oh, come here. Oh, for heavenly days. So how's everybody doing? It's been very, very warm here. It's unusual. Well, I shouldn't say that. Nothing is unusual anymore, right? There is no more normal when it comes to just about anything these days. But typically, historically speaking, the Pacific Northwest usually doesn't have very hot weather, and once in a while when we do, it doesn't last. Okay, so you know, maybe a day or two, and that's about it. But we've had weeks, literally weeks of very warm. I mean, 90s and above. And yeah, I'm very thankful that we bought this house in 2019. And I don't know, even though I would never buy a car without air conditioning, I never thought that much about the house, you know, having air conditioning. And I have been, ever since we moved in here, I've been very grateful to have air conditioning. I had a house years ago that had air conditioning, but you know, we might have turned it on for a couple of days during the whole summer, and you know, that's really not worth having air conditioning if you're only using it for a couple of days. Oh boy, this is not working out really well. Well, I'm not going to sit here all day and fiddle with that, right? We got things to do. So, I'm going to do that. And I put on a little bit too much glue if I'm going to put it through the sewing machine. So, boy, I cannot, there we go. So, yeah, see, I just feel like inking around there would make it look so much better. Okay, I think what this needs is some rounding. I do. I think this needs rounding. I don't know. Most things I think look better when they're rounded. I love when I make a journal and I round the pages. I really like how those turn out. I don't do it with every journal, but when I do take the time to round the corners, I really like how that looks a lot better. So we're going to put this somewhere over here so it can dry. And let's get on with another one. Oh, I like this one. And you know what else? I was just thinking that even the elements within these sheets, I mean, you could always use elements in the sheet too. That's awesome. So, no, let's see how that goes. Go like that. Take it down a little bit more. See, it just needs to be inked, doesn't it? Oh, I don't know how Rachel does it. And her stuff always turns out so, it always looks so nice. That's what I'm not understanding. Where I just don't, I'm just having a hard time liking this without it being inked. Oh, I can't stand it. Never mind. Forget what I said. We're not. It's just too much of a struggle, guys. It's just too much of a struggle. I can't handle it. Too much of a struggle. I don't know why we do that to ourselves. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and round these corners before we get a bunch of stuff on there. That might be a very clever plan. Yeah? Okay. And we're gonna I suppose it depends on the papers, you know. If it's white and more fresh looking, then, you know, inking isn't really, I mean, I wouldn't use vintage photo on white, you know, unless, well, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But you know what I mean. If you're wanting a fresh, you know, maybe flower garden type of look, you wouldn't necessarily ink, you know, because you're wanting more of a fresh flowers, you know, fresh garden type look rather than a vintage look. That makes sense. And I have inked using other colors, like I've used blue, and I've used Victorian Velvet, which is kind of a pink. That's really pretty. So, you know, you don't always have to use vintage photo. I really like ground espresso too. And I've used walnut stain a few times, but I don't know. I don't really care for the tone or something. I'm not sure what it is about walnut stain that I just... Okay, oh, wait a minute. We can't forget our lace, can we? And maybe we want to get out some cheesecloth. So, get that. Finally, cheesecloth be very odd to work with. Because you try and sort it out and it starts to unravel itself or something. I don't know. It's like, oh. Alright, let's just do that. See, just a little amount here. Okay. Because I like that showing. And that, I don't know, maybe we don't like that one. Let's see, how did we have this going? Well, it was really cool. How did I have it? I don't even recall now. It was really cool. I mean, I saw it, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's good. And now I've lost it. Okay, do we want this lace in here anyhow? It's like a puzzle sometimes, you know? It's like a puzzle. Bunch of puzzle pieces. And where do they all fit together? See, that's the problem. You are the designer of the puzzle. And you decide where things should be. Ah. All right, guys, help me. You know, I just had this spur of the moment idea and decided to turn on the video and really didn't give it a whole lot of thought or planning like I typically do. So, you know, this is just kind of a wing and a prayer type of video today, guys. I keep trying to use that. Maybe that's the problem. Alright. No. I saw it earlier. Okay. Just a tad bit. I want to gum up my sewing machine. I just want these things to hold in place just for a moment in time. Okay, yeah. I think we worked it out. I think we worked it out. Don't want that lined up that much with that one. Okay, there. What do you think? I think we worked it out. Do we want the lace here at all? Or, I don't know. I wouldn't call this lace. I'm not sure what it is. Crochet trim. I'm not good with, you know, these elements and what they're called. You know what I mean? There. Oh, that's nice. All right, just put a little bit right there and tack that down. There we go. See, sooner or later it works itself out. that was a trial, wasn't it, guys? You didn't think I was ever going to get there, did you? I know it, I heard you. It's like, oh wow, she's just in the weeds. I don't know if she's going to bring this back. Is that straight? Sometimes it's the design on the paper that makes things look, no, that's not straight. Sometimes it's the design on the paper that makes it look wonky, and other times it's actually been cut wrong. Okay, and I'm gonna cut this off. I know it's not a white edge, but it appears to be. Alrighty. Gee, I hope I'm filming right, guys. I don't know. There's something odd on my camera. I'm not too sure about. And it's not giving me the time at all, which is very odd. So, I don't know where this is going. You know what I have a hard time with in collage is covering things up. You know, because I really like this, like it is. I don't really want to cover it up. So, I know I watch other people do collages, you know, on videos, and I think, oh, that's nice. And then they turn around and slap something right over the top of it, and I'm like, oh. Right, okay, let's see, get out our things here and see. The problem is, the laces I have aren't very, I mean, a lot of them are very translucent, you know, By the time you put it down, you can't even hardly see what it is. Goes this way. Like that. Okay, so some of these are going to be kind of tricky going through the sewing machine, but we'll see. What else? Do we want anything else? I'm struggling here, guys, with wanting to cover this up because it's so pretty, like it is. Let's see. Well, I think I'm going to cut out the bird and eliminate the branch. Okay, no. Gotta get that. Right. And gotta get that. And that is good. Let's see about this. Get my glue book over here. Cut out that white that's there. Little tail feathers. All right. After all that, and I don't like it. Well, that happens, doesn't it? Huh? That happens. You do all this and then it's like, oh, I don't really like that. Okay. I think I missed the white thing on this one. Not sure. All right. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Don't do that. All right. Okay. That down. Okay. I think I don't know, guys. I don't really want to do anything more to this. I don't want to cover it up. Okay. So we have our 3, and you would not believe how much stuff I have to move out of the way to get the sewing machine over here. So I'm going to run these 3 through the sewing machine, and I will be right back. Okay guys, that I discovered one thing that I hadn't thought about. When I printed this stuff, I printed it on regular copy paper instead of cardstock, and I found that one level of copy paper does not go through the sewing machine well at all. So what I ended up having to do is back all these using those scraps that I told you. I always save those scraps for backing. Well, yeah, I ended up having to back all 3 of them before sewing, because yeah, doing a one sheet of copy paper does not like the sewing machine, or the sewing machine does not like it, one way or the other. Anyway, so there we are. I am just cutting them out. I don't want to cut that, that trim there. Yeah, this is kind of a fiddly way of doing it. So yeah, just make sure that you're either printing on cardstock or you're backing copy paper before you go through the sewing machine, because it will not like that. At least mine didn't. It tore the corner of the first one I started to do. So I think it's okay, but kind of a ripped corner. This is the one that we didn't ink, and I'm not going to, because I think inking around the outside edges would look kind of funky if nothing on the inside is inked, if that makes sense. So and some people like to leave the strings. I do sometimes. It just depends on whether I think the strings enhance it or not. You know, sometimes strings just take away, you know, and you're constantly looking at these strings thinking, why didn't she cut those off? You know, and other times strings look like, you know, they're meant to be there. So anyway, here is the finished results of our play with Artymaze kit. Yeah, this is a fabulous kit, guys, to use and to look at. I just think these are gorgeous. Especially like this one. I think that's my favorite. Although this one is a close second. And this one's the one that gave us so much trouble, remember? But yeah, it's like a puzzle that you're just trying to get the pieces to fit. And sometimes those puzzles come together quite well. Oops. And other times those puzzles take a little bit of effort, but in the long run, you end up with something gorgeous. So thanks for joining me today, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for hanging in there with me. It's been a journey that is going to continue. All things junk journal. So, ladies, until next time, take care of you. Love each other, and I'll see you again. Bye.